What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This time we got a little fun one. It's going to be one player every single Premier League team needs to sign to help out their season in January. There's no really rules or anything like that. We try to be a little bit realistic to a degree. We can't just go and be like, oh, go sign Mbappe, because that's just not going to happen. But also, we didn't look at any players that just signed for a new team. We're not going to come on. If they just signed for a new team, they're not going to come in January. Especially not to Ipswich or something like that. We are going to go alphabetical. It's going to be a 2-part video. So first 10 and then second 10. Starting out with Arsenal.
Arsenal.
I feel like I want you to start with this one.
Give me a start.
I want to see what you got.
I just thought it was simple with me to Arsenal. Arsenal, they want to win a league. They need to make that big money move. It's time. Just go get Joe Chris. Just take a gamble. Go. Just let him be your striker. Stop playing Havertz there. Stop trying out with Jesus. Just get Jokeres and finish out the season strong and hope that he is what is announced.
How realistic could that be?
Well, I think it could be very realistic if they were willing.
80?
Yeah, around there. Probably
80 is not too bad.
For 100.
You could do 80 in January. Maybe 90.
The only thing, I think it's very realistic. I just don't know if Arsenal will do it. Because Arsenal holds back a lot.
That's true. I'm in the same boat with you. I put it forward because they need a striker. They can't be playing, like you said, Havertz. Chelsea fans know all about Havertz up front. Gabriel Jesus ain't going to cut out. He's just good during Christmas time. So I got one of your boys, Santi Jimenez from Feyenoord.
I like it.
I think he was killing that a couple seasons ago. I don't know how he's not as hot right now, but he's still pretty good.
He was injured. He was injured for a long time, came back, and he's been strong recently. Scored against City. Scored a hat trick the other week, so he's kind of back at it.
I like him a lot as a player too. I feel like he can fit right into this Arsenal squad. He's basically what they thought Gabriel Jesus was going to be for them, but better.
He has the body of a big striker. More what you're looking for?
Plus, I don't know, Mexicans got that crazy finish. I tell you all the time at Liga MX, they be scoring the craziest goals there, and I don't understand how. Every single time I watch a Liga MX game, banger, left and right. But Santi Jimenez, they need a striker. If they're serious about competing for the league, they can't settle for second place like the last 2 seasons and call that a win. They need to win trophies. And Premier League, they haven't won in, 21 years?
It's been a while.
So, Invincibles, that was the last time, and they're okay with that. Next on the list, Aston Villa.
You go.
Okay. I got Cunha from Wolves.
That's a big move for Villa.
It is a big move. But I feel like they need more attacking threat, especially on the right wing. They don't have enough. And Cunha's just an amazing player. Like, he should not. I mentioned in the last video, he should not be a Wolf still, especially this Wolves team that's in what, the 18th, I think.
Yeah, they're 18th because Leicester's above them since
relegation battle. No, I love John McGinn. He's been really good for them, but I feel like if they want to compete for Europe again, they want to stay in the top 4, maybe top 5, depending on what happens. They need reinforcements up top, and Cunha's just going to be an amazing asset. The way he links up, he scores goals and assists for fun, honestly. On a Wolves team, he goes to a better team. He's just going to elevate his game because everyone around him is better. He can have more assists because they're going to be better finishers. So, who you got?
All right, so I thought the same thing. I also went with the winger because I also thought when I looked at the team, I was like, I like John McGinn as a player, but I do think you can improve in the attacking side. I feel when you look at the attack of their team, it's really Watkins, Duran, who don't play together.
Yep.
Morgan Rogers. And then it was Leon Bailey and Diaby, but Diaby left and Bailey fell off a cliff.
He did.
So I feel like you need to go in. And I went a bit more random. I went to Fluminense.
See, I told you, he's going to come out with some
Colombian player to pair with Duran. They know each other national team. Joan Arias.
Dude, I had Arias on. I was this close to putting Arias on one of my teams.
Joan Arias, he starts for Colombia, starts Flamengo. He's never left Libertadores football. I think he needs to go make it's now or never. He's 27. He's playing very good. I think it's now or never.
Yeah, he had 7 goals, 3 assists, which is really good. He's like you said, he's only 27.
It's time to go now. Turn 28, 29.
And
teams
they're
stop
both
looking
named John Duran and John Arias.
Spelled differently.
They would kill it. I like that take because there's a lot of good players in the Brazilian league.
Oh, no, they do spell it the same. They're just both weird.
Jhon. But they got a lot of good players over there. I think we can both agree they need some reinforcement up top, especially a winger. Like you said, Bailey fell off a cliff. I don't know where he's at. He's probably off in Jamaica. But next on the list, Bournemouth. Who you got?
So
this was a little difficult for me.
Really? I thought it was pretty simple. Whenever I look at their team, I see a very big weak point. You look at their team and they're young everywhere. They have Evan Nilsson, Semenyo, They have Kirk as the left back, center backs, Foyson, and I think he's great. Lots of young talent. But when I look at that right back spot, you see Smith. 33 years old. He's just not cutting it. They signed Araujo from Barcelona, Mexican. He didn't really start off to the standards they were expecting him, and then he got hurt. So now you don't know. So I went with the right back. I think they should go back to La Liga.
Okay.
This player, I don't like the national team. I hate him. Venezuelan. Impressed me a lot of Copa America. John, I think John's his name. Aramburu.
Of course, it's John.
Aramburu. Real Sociedad.
Okay.
Right back. I think he would fit in well with this young team and grow as a team.
I thought the same thing, but I was torn between left back or right back. So I got two. And they're both from the same team. And it's from Flamengo. I chose Lucas. It's their left back. He's 27 years old. He's been at Flamengo for 4 years now. Came from Russia and then spent his other time in Brazil also. I think he's good enough for the Prem, especially for Bournemouth. They're not really, I was going to say they're not really fighting for much, but fifth. But do you expect them to be in Europe? Actually, well, after the season, they're definitely get a top 7, top 8. But I feel like they need a fullback, and Lucas gives goals and assists. He's really good. He had 3 goals, 3 assists in the Brazilian league, and then I was torn between him or Wesley in Flamengo. He's a right back. He's 21 years old. I think it actually kind of goes more with what Bournemouth are doing, trying to get a younger player, especially from Brazil, like Evan Nilsson. Even though he didn't come straight from Brazil.
Yeah, but still.
They got that Brazilian connection. I feel like he would be also really good. He only had 2 assists from the right back position, but he was still amazing, dominated in Flamengo. And finished, I think, 3rd in the league. So definitely good assets for them, I feel like. Either one of those. I'm a cheap shot, but it's one of those. It has to be a fullback. Brentford.
Okay.
I go first on this one?
So.
Okay, hear me out. Almiron from Newcastle.
Really?
Look, he's not really playing that much from Newcastle. He was trying to go to Saudi Arabia, according to rumors, back in the summer. Didn't get the move. There's rumors that he might go back to MLS to Atlanta. I would hope so, for my sake. Big Atlanta United fan. Shout out the A. But Brentford needs something else in attack also. They got Mbuemo and they got Lisa. But if they're not playing well, or if one of them isn't starting, they need someone in the wing, someone that's going to create chances for them. I feel like Almiron 2 seasons ago, he was one of the best wingers in the league. And he's getting a little bit older, so that's why I think Newcastle to Brentford is a step down. But they still need that firepower. Who you got?
All right, well, I really like when they played that 3-back. They can switch from 3-back and 4-back, but I really like the 3-back. And I think they've struggled this year with it because they can't find that right wing back, that right mid. They've tried Roverslev. He's not really playing up standard. Ajer, not really that profile. And Mbuemo, you put him there. You can't be sacrificing that far back.
No.
So I went to Liga, Lens, Frankowski.
Frankowski?
They play a 3-back, so he's used to that system right mid. Very good player. It's just he has 3 goals, 1 assist, playing from wing back. I mean, that's what you want. You want goals. He will track back too. So he's playing the MLS. Chicago Fire.
Chicago Fire?
Yeah.
Chicago Fire.
And then he went to Lens. He's been great. And I think he would suit him perfectly in that 3-back. Lewis Part on the left, him on the right.
True.
Leave more freedom for Wiesai and Mbuemo.
I like that. That's a good shout. I'm telling you, we're going to have different shouts. People are going to be like, oh, well, why aren't you going for Hernandez from AC Milan? Come on now. That's not going to happen. These are realistic ones.
I also didn't really look at people they were targeting. There were some because I knew, but I didn't really look at who they were looking for. I just went with my own trajectory, what I think was
same. Brighton. Oh, I want to go first, but you have to go.
So I went, when you think of Brighton, you think of players you would have never thought.
One.
It's just like young players too. Yep. Young players that you don't think. They got Minte from Gambia. From Eredivisie. That's a great player. Newcastle, I think they bought him from Newcastle, right? I don't remember, but something like that. Just a lot of players.
So they had Caicedo when he was at Independiente del Valle.
Yeah, they just take risk on players. Yeah. This guy does play in a top 5 league, but he has that trajectory of a Mexican player. And I think when I look at Lewis Dunk leaving, 33 years old, he's not as aerially dominant, but I think he can come in and fit that young talent. Because all they got is Igor and then Van Heck. And after that, it starts to fall off. So I think they should go get Johan Vasquez. Left-footed center back can fit in there. Or Lewis Dunk plays left center back. So I think that's the type of player, random nation. And he's actually played in the top 5 leagues.
There we go.
Noah, so he could play up to that standard.
Well, how tall is he?
He's 6'1", probably. I'm not really sure off the height, but other than that much, he's got some height. He's just not really.
Genoa also, they're 13th in the league. Yeah. It's not the best, not the worst, but he would definitely make a jump to Brighton. If
He's got an
Brighton comes
interest
calling,
from
they're gonna
outside
go.
the team.
They're gonna go, or he's gonna go. I'm in the same boat. I think they also need a left center back. You chose a countryman. I'm choosing a countryman. I'm thinking Nkapie. He plays in Bayer Leverkusen. He was amazing for them. He's a starter for them, so it'd be a big money move. It's not the same as yours, where it's like an unknown player that's younger and a little bit cheaper. Nkapie is young, but I feel like going invincible last season with Leverkusen.
Yeah, well, my player's not too young either. I think Nkapie may be younger, so
Okay,
it's kind of wrong. He's 26, so.
Oh, Nkapie is 23, and I'm Ecuadorian. I'm wearing his jersey right now, so I'm gonna be biased, but I feel like that connection was to Beyond and Nkapie. They already play like that for the national team.
So, nothing new.
Nothing new. They're just going to be able to increase that chemistry every single match week, and I think they need that solidity defensively, especially with Dunk probably leaving soon. And like I say, he's young. They'll have him for 3-4 years, develop him even further. I wouldn't really call it development, just kind of tweak his game a little bit, suited for the Premier League, and then he'll probably make a bigger jump to Chelsea. But speaking of Chelsea, are next. And it was kind of hard for me because we have so many players.
Same.
And realistically, if we need to do something in January, it's just take one from our B squad and start them in our squad, in our Premier League squad. That's honestly what I was thinking. But I was like, that's a little unfair. So I'll give the people what they want. I'll give them one player. But I'm also kind of cheating because he is a Chelsea player already. I chose Andre Santos. He's killing it for Strasbourg, which is another Chelsea team. He's under the Blue Co. But he's been killing it. He's got a bunch of goals. Actually, let me check it out real quick.
6 goals, doesn't he?
He's been killing it in the league. He won the Young Player of the Year last year for them after being on loan for half a season. He's got 6 goals and 0 assists in the league. He's amazing. And with Lavia always being injured, Reece James also being injured all the time. I know he's a right back, and Gusto also being injured every now and then. I know they're right backs, but Caicedo fits that role. He'll go to right back whenever we need him. And so who needs to plug in that hole in midfield? No better than Andre Santos. We already have him. Just recall him early. And then we got that South American connection in the midfield. Ecuador, South America, Brazil, and Argentina with Enzo Fernandez. So that's what I got.
Okay, yeah, it was very tough for me too, because as you said, y'all had a lot of players. I feel like a lot of positions filled out. And at first I thought for Cucurella, and I didn't really look too deep into it, but I was thinking Dowdy, but I don't think Dowdy would really fit the system. I feel like it was up too much. He kind of 3-back.
I like Dowdy though.
They would like a lot. Yeah, it would like somebody more defensive.
Right.
So I just went very simple, and I said, get Sancho deal done. And I don't know how that is, or if it's a real possibility, which I think it should be. I say, get it done as early as possible. Just tell United he's not coming back to you.
That's true.
Take care of it.
He's been amazing for us. He's been the player that everyone thought United were getting. I'm a Champions League finalist last year with Dortmund. He's a good player. But yeah, we're gonna sign him.
I think it's just something.
Yeah, he needs to be confirmed in January. It's just gonna give him that boost. Yeah, it was kind of hard for Chelsea because we got players everywhere. If I had to choose another player, maybe since we need more backup, bring in Chilwell. Bring him back, man. He's good enough. I don't know what Enzo Maresca's doing with him. I miss him, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Crystal Palace next. I think it's your turn. Who you got?
Okay, well, I really like Palace as a team. I think it's a very disappointing season, considering how they finished last season, but I think Ole's leaving hurt them a lot. Not really just Ole's, but I feel like it affected Mateta and then affected Eze a lot. One thing, I wish they would have never sold Anderson. I thought that was really dumb. Selling him to another London rival, Fulham. I was like, why? Like the starter for you, Ham, Lacroix, and Gay, I think would be amazing.
Yep.
But kind of more in the midfield. I think if they get Adley from AC Milan, but he's on loan at Fiorentina. From Liga, he was a very creative player, known as like an attacking 8, a 10. And then he got to AC Milan, and they keep on trying to play him like CDM. Fiorentina, they keep on trying to like him a bit deeper. And I'm like, I think if you
move him back,
he's on loan, and I think if Palace reaches out, and I say, not really necessarily play him as attacking because you have Eze and Sarr in front of you, but if you have Wharton, who can play more defensive, and then you let him take care of that 8 responsibility, kind of more creative, go back to his old French ways.
Right.
I think he can show why AC Milan signed him and be a great player for them.
Killing it. In Serie A, he's got 2 goals, 3 assists in 15 matches, and compared to other midfielders, he's got 94% chance creation.
Yeah, and he be playing deep, so
yeah,
I don't agree with how deep he is.
That's insane. I went with the same kind of mentality. They need someone in midfield, a little bit of a number 8, more of a chance creator. I put Carnes.
Yeah.
Pickle Michael, right? Yeah. He's at Chelsea right now. He's got what, like one game, not full 90, but in total, he's probably got 90 minutes for Chelsea this season. That's including the Europa or the Conference League. He needs a way out. Pretty sure he's going to try and leave in January, whether it's on loan or a permanent transfer. I like him a lot. He should be playing. I really do think he should be playing. Maybe not starting, but coming in as a sub because he's so good at breaking down low block teams. But if he goes to Crystal Palace, he's going to shine. He's just a good player like that. And linking up with his name at Crystal Palace, Eze. Linking up with Eze, it's going to be amazing. They need that. So yeah, we got corners to Crystal Palace. Moving on to Everton. This one's an insane one, and I don't think you're ready for it. Sorry. Hear me out. They've made crazy transfers before. Everton have had crazy transfers. I just thought they're going over there and James Rodriguez. That's crazy. This was kind of on that level. I'm not saying they're the same players. I don't think he's ever touched that status, but he's close. I said Reina from Dortmund. I feel like they need
crazy. I went with an American too.
No way. Who? So I said Reina from Dortmund because I feel like he needs to leave the Bundesliga. He hasn't been playing that much in Dortmund this season, and I feel like he's a good player. He really is, especially when he's feeling it, when he's wanting to perform, when he's in form. He's really good. So I'm thinking he goes to this Everton team that's defensively really good. I know Sean Dyche doesn't like playing any type of creative football. I get that, but they need to create a spark because Dominic Calvert-Lewin hasn't been scoring goals he was a couple seasons ago. They need someone to score and assist. And I was like, Reina. I think Reina's a good shout. It's crazy. I know. Even if they get him on loan, I don't know. Something.
He was on loan at Forest last season, so it's not really something.
Exactly.
Reina is open to that type of move. So.
Yep. So, who you got? Who'd you remember?
Well, I went...
Is it from AC Milan?
No, definitely not. Not opposing.
No, I was thinking Chuck was, what's his name?
American?
Oh, he's not American.
It's Chukwueze. No, I was very harsh on this player. I think rightly so. I think I kind of proved myself too. He was at Arsenal. English became American because he got a lot of hype. And I was like, just because he's English, he hasn't proven anything yet. He got this big price tag after one good loan season at. And I was like, but I still think I believe that he can show something else. And I look at this team and I look at Dominic Calvert-Lewin has not showed anything in years.
Correct.
They signed Beto. Has not done anything.
No.
So I think you take a chance on Balogun, bring him back to the Prem, give him a chance.
That's cool.
I think he's young. He has time. I don't think I'm not gonna say he's a bad player, but I do think he was very overhyped. But I do think he has had a really good season in Liga.
Where's he at right now? Is he still in Liga?
He went back to Monaco, but he changed teams. He went to Monaco, and he's kind of been a little underwhelming. Which I saw because I knew when Arsenal was ready to get him out, I was like, you don't have faith in him because you need a striker. And this guy's valued at 60 million, but you don't want to keep him?
True.
Obviously, true. But I think Everton should take a chance.
That's a good shout. I really like that shout. I feel like they definitely should be going for something like that. And he'd be open to it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Going back to the Prem, I'm not trying to say the Prem is the best league in the world. I do think that, but I know there's multiple people that don't agree with that. But there's still that pool. I mean, it's monetary or just the publicity, just because it's more popular. I feel like a lot of players want to come back to the Prem. And I don't know. I like that. That's a really good shout. Next up is Fulham. You got
Fulham. I look at their positions and I'm like, I think you could upgrade in some, but I do like a lot of their players. I like Anthony Robinson. I like Tete. Tete's out for a long time. But I think one weakness is kind of winger. You have Iwobi, great. And then aside from that, you have Harry Wilson, very inconsistent. Chare, yeah, very inconsistent. Reece Nelson on loan, also inconsistent. Who knows if he even comes back? Maybe he goes back to Arsenal. So I looked at the championship and there's this guy dominating. Borja Sainz.
Is he in Norwich?
Norwich. Yeah. Borja Sainz is dominating. I think you take a chance. He plays on the left, and I think Iwobi plays slightly better on the right. I mean, great on both sides. But I think
both.
If you put him on the right, Borja Sainz on the left, take that chance. And then,
I mean, if it's alone, why not?
I think take a chance on him.
Yeah, he'll definitely want to go up. Versus a team
that's safe too.
Yeah, that's in the top 10. Pretty much not going to get relegated. Yeah, take that chance. I went with a weird take because, all right, so hear me out. I went with Chilwell from Chelsea Fulham. They're right there. He likes London. He's not going to want to leave the Prem. He can just go right next door to the neighbors. Hey, what's up? Can I come in? Yes, thank you. And I know they got Anthony Robinson. But my thinking is, spoiler alert, he's going to leave in January to another team, which you probably already know.
Okay.
And so if Anthony Robinson leaves, they're probably going to be panicking. We need a left back because he's amazing for them. Does he play as captain at times? He is the captain. He's amazing. And they need someone that can do that. And I feel like Chilwell can still put in a shift. especially for Fulham. Not at Chelsea level maybe, according to Maresca, but at Fulham, he can definitely do it. And that's my reasoning. I know they don't need a left back right now, but if Anthony Robinson leaves, they're going to need a left back.
Now the last one, Ipswich.
Ipswich struggled with this one. I haven't really watched much of Ipswich. I don't know really exactly what they need, but they need something. And I know the player that I'm choosing played in a different system when he was in the Prem. But again, I struggled, so I went for a Hail Mary. Didn't really know much. I went with Doherty from Luton, their left back.
I don't think that would work.
I know it wouldn't work. I'm telling you, it's a Hail Mary. I don't know much about Ipswich, how they've been.
I just think one of their best players is that left back.
I know, that's the thing. And they're not going to change it to a 3-back. But maybe he could help them out with...
put him on the wing.
Yeah, I don't know, something. Because he was really good going forward for Luton. He was assisting every other game for them, honestly.
Great player.
So maybe they could put him in the wing.
Dowdy, I think he's a Prem level player.
He definitely is. Easily. I think he'll leave.
Hopefully. I want to see him in the Prem again.
Yeah, I think by the summer he'll be back in the Prem.
So I was in the same boat. I look at Ipswich. You need a lot. You need anything. Obviously, I like the lap. I think that's kind of a place. Don't bring in a striker to compete with them.
No.
But there's one spot that I really don't like, and I don't get what team's seeing him because he was at Burnley last season, and now he's here, and he still just makes the same dumb mistakes at keeper. Merge.
Yep.
And I'm just like, I don't get it. He doesn't even play in teams that just require him to be on the ball like that, and he still finds a way to always give it away and just make dumb mistakes.
Yep.
And I think I went with the Chelsea guy. So I look at y'all's keepers, and I was like, all right, this guy I think should have remained the starter.
I agree.
Petrovic.
I don't know why.
Went on loan, and I'm like, okay, well, Chelsea doesn't have faith. Just go get him. You're still looking for more keepers. Petrovic has no chance.
I mean, we got like 6 different goalkeepers. We got Sanchez, we got Jorgensen, Petrovic, Slonina, Kepa, and there's one more. I can't remember who it was. What are we doing?
And you'll still want another one.
I know.
I think
Petrovic is a good keeper.
I think he's amazing.
If he goes to Ipswich, he's a good shot stopper too. Yeah. He doesn't just he plays well out the back. He's probably the best one we have, but he's an amazing shot stopper. I like him a lot. That's a good shout.
That's the 10th team.
But that's the 10th team for the first part. Again, we're doing alphabetical order. So start with Arsenal, ends with Ipswich. Then we're going to start with Leicester in the next video, end with Wolves. But that's what we got so far. Every player that each team in the Premier League needs to sign in January to either keep them from getting relegated, help them win the league, help them get into Europe, or just continue what they're doing. But that's a 90+1. I'm Pablo.
I'm Sammy.
And we'll see you in the next video. Peace.